Hey, today I want to do a video about Wealthsimple, which is a Canadian financial service that I use since almost its beginning. Let me check, I'm not sure. It's since, summer 2020. Back then, it was not what it is today. It was a service that was only available for cryptocurrency and stock exchange. And now it's much more. So I did a video about them back then, and I think it's time for an upgrade because since then I moved the majority of my money with them. So what I made today is a list of 14 reasons why I trust Wealthsimple for my money. First one, it's free. And when I say free, is that, when you are with a bank, usually you have to pay an amount every month just to have an account with them. That gives you the ability to do a certain number of transactions because after some point it can again cost money, and often you also have to keep a minimum amount of money in your account that doesn't give any interest. And I don't understand that part of bank where you have to pay money for them to hold your money on which they make interest because they lend it to other people or business or whatever. So they do money with your money and they charge you money for that. And Wealthsimple, the account is free. You don't need to have any minimum amount in your account. And it's so free that I don't know the term in English, but when you have a payment that passes on your account and it doesn't have enough money on it to make that payment, usually with a bank you fall into a negative amount on which you have to pay interest if you don't reimburse it like right now, and you have a huge fine that is often somewhere between $50 and $100. With Wealthsimple, if that happened, the payment doesn't pass, so your account doesn't fall in negative, and you don't have any fees for that. Then, I have to say that it's a financial service. It's not a bank. It's a financial service online. So you can't go to somewhere where you have access to an ATM where you can deposit and retract money, withdraw money. That doesn't exist with Wealthsimple because it's an online service. However, that doesn't solve the issue that if you have money, you cannot deposit it into Wealthsimple. However, if you have a check, you can take a picture of it, send it into the app, and the money will be in your account a few days later. However, if you want to withdraw money, you can go to any ATM, put your Wealthsimple card in it, and withdraw money. Yes, that does have a cost. Usually you can pay some $3, $4, $5 for that. Wealthsimple will give you back that money. They don't want you to pay fees so much that they give you back the money that it will cost you to withdraw money at an ATM. You can do e-transfer, it's free. You can just transfer money to Wealthsimple members instantly, it's free. And you also have It's not a credit card, it's not a debit card, it's something in between. I'm not sure what it is. It's not something that I use. I'm sorry, I've got a virus right now. But yeah, you can use it as a kind of debit or credit card. It takes the money directly into your account, and it's not like a credit card that you have to pay a few months later or whatever. And yeah, that's what it is. Okay, second point. And this one is a huge one. So the first one was that it's free. And as you saw, it really is free. But you will have interest on your checking account. Right now. And that can change from day to day. What is the taux directeur en anglais? The key rate. So it follows the key rate. So as of today, February 24, 2026, the minimum interest you can have on your checking account at Wealthsimple is 1.25%. If I remember well, a bit more than a year ago when the interest rate was higher, I think I already had 6%. Maybe 5%, but I think I got 6% on it. So if the key rate changed today, the rate will change tomorrow. So if it increases, it will increase. If it decreases, it will decrease. It's not a promotion that you have that interest right now. They just offer great interest with the key rate on your Wealthsimple account. So 1.25% is the minimum you can have. If you have over $1,000 with Wealthsimple, you're gonna have 1.75. In both cases, if you deposit at least $2,000 a month into your account, you will have a 0.5% increase on that. And if you have over $5,000 with them, you're gonna have 2.25%, which is the rate that you can also have if you have 100,000 and more and you deposit $2,000 a month on it. So right now I'm having 2.25% of interest on all my checking account at Wealthsimple over not paying fees for having my money there and not having the need to keep a minimum amount into my account. If I compare, I got two other accounts with Tangerine and Desjardins. At Tangerine, I've got a 0.01% interest on my account, so nothing. And at Desjardins, I have nothing, just nothing. And I have to pay fees if I do a transaction. Yeah, so that's a huge difference. And even there, if we compare, I've got compte épargne, saving account. Yeah, that was an easy one. I've got savings account with them and they pay somewhere around 0.3%. So it's a saving account and it doesn't pay, it pays so much less than the checking account. So when I was with the bank, so I had that checking account on which I was aiming to keep the minimum amount because it doesn't pay interest, but I have to be careful to not go under that amount because I will have to pay fees to to have an account with them that month, which can be $6 or $7 or something like that. But I want to keep that the closest to that amount that I need to not go under because that account doesn't make any interest. So I move that money to a saving account that doesn't do that much interest. And that's so much complicated. There with Wealthsimple, you just put your money in your checking account, you have interest and you don't have any fees. And actually at 2.25%, you can have a bit more and that you don't need to have any $100,000 with them or anything like that. There's a money market portfolio that you can have that gives you 2.5% and it's without risk or anything. It's 2.5% right now. As I said, it can change from a day to another. But at 2.5%, and there's just a little downside to this one because it's not a checking account. They just take your money and put it into bank that pay great interest on saving account or those kind of things. And the only downside is that if you need your money, you will have to wait 4 to 6 days. That's what they said, but usually it's faster than this. And at this rate that you can have with a single dollar with Wealthsimple, you are pretty close to what you can have right now on CPG. Not sure. Those savings that you are giving them for a year or two or a determined amount of time, you got something close to that without having to lend your money for a year or 2 or 5 or whatever. It's pretty close. Yeah. Third point, you have there's a lot of translation for this one. SADC. CDIC, which is the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation. Okay, CDIC is a government service that give you an insurance on the money that you have deposited into a bank account. That protection goes up to $100,000. So, for example, if you have $125,000 at a bank and that bank goes bankrupt, which is not very possible in Canada, but can happen. If that happens, the federal government will give you back $100,000. That's the limit of the protection. However, Wealthsimple is not a bank. It's a financial service that uses bank as partner. So, as they have many partners, they are able to give you a protection with CDIC of up to $1 million. So, for example, if you have $1 million, they will put $100,000 in 10 different bank partners, making you protected up to $1 million with CDIC. That's great. Then, fourth point, and it's the reason why I did go with Wealthsimple first. They are the first service in Canada that offer you access to stock exchange for free. So if you want to go on TSX, New York Stock Exchange, or pretty much all North American stock exchange, you can buy stock from a company, from ETF, or any of those kind of things. And it's very well made. When you look at the app, you can see, if I go here into my portfolio, you can see the stock that I have, and on the left you can see the amount I have in all of them with the percentage of how they did increase with the live rate and all those kind of things, which is great. There's something else about that, but I will come back to it later. But yeah, you can pick whatever you want and buy it instantly, and yeah, buy and sell, it's pretty much instant. Fifth point, if you want to buy gold, they have something new because they keep putting new stuff out there, new services, and gold is one of them. So if you want to buy gold with them, it's one person on the transaction. So when you buy, they keep 1%, and when you sell, they keep 1%. So it's 2% in the end. That may seem huge, but when you compare to other services, before I was buying gold with stock title named Kilo. This one is administrated by Purpose Investment. The purchase is free, but they keep 0.23% per year to manage the thing. So there's no management fee with Wealthsimple. So over time, that 0.23% can be way much bigger than a simple 1% on the transaction if you keep it for long term. If it's short term, go with Purpose with the Kilo title. If it's long term, Wealthsimple, it's better. Then you can also six. You can buy crypto. It's cheap. They also keep a little transaction fee. I'm not so much into that. I did buy a bit of Ethereum and Bitcoin many years ago just for fun. I still have them. Sometimes I make money, sometimes I lose money. Actually, I lose money. But yeah, if you are into crypto, you can do that with Wealthsimple. Then, 7, there is managed portfolio. So if you're not into buying stock yourself, you can let them do it. They have many portfolio that you can choose from with many risk grade. From my experience, they all goes pretty well, actually. And on this, there's a management fee. It's 0.5%, which is kind of, it's a great rate for this kind of service. And even 0.5, if you got something at 1% with a bank, half of the price on a year is not that much. On 30 years, it's huge the difference that it makes. So 0.5% is great. If you have 100,000 and more, it's 0.4%. And with way over $5,000, you can make that fees go as low as 0.2%. Yeah, that's another great thing. There's a portfolio where it's private credit. So they take your money. It's in partnership with a firm that lend money to businesses. You can go see the portfolio for all the details, but that one aimed to have a 8% return. So it's just a way to diversify your portfolio. So you can have money in stock, gold, you can lend money, and there's also that next one that I like, which is a 0.9, which is private equity. This one aimed to gain 14% per year. That's what they aim. Last year, they did 12%. And the first year they start the service in 2024, they did 36.5% increase. It's a lot. Private equity is, again, in partnership with a firm that buy stock from private business. So you can't see that money quickly accessible. You can ask for the money. At least 100 days before the end of the trimester, and it's not sure that it will be available. So it can take time before you get your money back. But it's another way to diversify your portfolio. So again, it's great. Okay, 10th point. And this one, it's far in my list, but it's important. It's how the app look. Right now, I have hidden the amount, but you can see that I have lots of checking account here. And it's just, you see how fluid this is. It's beautiful. And as you did see, I have many accounts because it's a way I have to manage my money. Sometimes I forget to treat myself. I invest a lot of money. But I need to treat myself also. And that's the way to do it. So I have an account for gym gear. So I've got my gym bag there. And basically, I just keep putting the money in that account that I was paying to the gym I was going before. So with that money that I was giving to the gym before, I buy gym gear for myself. I've got one for my taxes. So I'm self-employed. So I have to keep my money all year long to pay my taxes at the end of the year. So I've put money into that every week just to make sure I have enough money at the end of the year to pay for that. I got money for those expenses that come back, like the taxes on my condo, my co-property. So when it comes, I don't have that money. No, I've got it into that one. I've got money for possible maintenance on my car and those kind of things. For my next expedition, I've got money ready for my next computer. And yeah, those kind of things. Many account for that. And yeah, the visual on it. I just want to show you that one, because you can have that graph on all of it. Usually if I go a bit higher, you would see the amount, but I just want to show you that graph. When you move that finger here, usually on top here, you can see the amount of the date, and you see that that little dotted line is the amount I did put into the account. But the green line is the value of the portfolio. So you see, when I did start, at some point it was higher the line, at another point it was lower the line, and then a couple years ago, things start going well, and now I'm making money. But you can follow that for every date. You can see the amount that you have put into the account and how much you have. And you can change here to see it from the beginning, the last year, since the beginning of the year, the last 3 months, the month, the week, and the day. For every portfolio or all of your portfolio together. It's very well done. At a point that when I'm looking at my portfolio at other bank, it's boring. And it's not just boring, it's not practical. When I look at it, I'm not able to say if it's great for me to having this. Because I'm not able to compare, well, how much did I did with that in the last 6 months or since the beginning of the year. I can only have that information when they send me document 4 times a year. And it's a pretty boring document. It's a PDF that you can just look at and yeah, it's very well done. Point 11, the credit card. Unfortunately, it's not available for all right now. I don't have my credit card right now, and I want to have it pretty soon. They had promised to give it to a certain category of client last year, and I should had it, and I did not have it. So it's a promise that they have hard time to fulfill. Hopefully I will have it one day. What I like about it is that it's now very complicated. When you look at other credit card, you have, you can have 4% on that category for up to $500 a month, and 3% on that one for $2,000 a month, and it's just 0.5% for the rest. And come on. So now it feels that you need to have a credit card for your groceries, a credit card for this, a credit card for that, and yeah, with the Wealthsimple credit card, it's 2% on everything. That's it. The credit card is free if you deposit at least $4,000 a month or have $100,000 or more. And if you have $1,000 and more, it will be a metal credit card. But the big thing about this one, and it's the reason why I really want to have it, I don't have a credit card with me anymore. I just pay with my phone. The thing is that actually the limit of PayPass that I have with my phone is to $150. With Wealthsimple, there's no limit. So if you have to purchase something of $8,000 right now with your phone, you can PayPass $8,000. No problem. There's no limit. That's great. On Wealthsimple, which is the 12th point, you can pay your taxes. Well, or you can fill your taxes. They have a service that is integrated on the website on the computer, and it's so well done. I'm self-employed. I have to fill a TP8E and a T2125 with all my income, expenses, and amortissement. I don't know what it is in English, whatever. I have to fill all of those things, and it's pretty simple. If you just wait, I think since February 23, just a bit, if you're a bit advanced in the year and you have received all your TP4, TP5 and all those kind of things, you can log into the CRA and Revenu Québec here, and they will import if Revenu Québec and the CRA have received those T4, T5 and all those things. It will be automatically filled inside the Wealthsimple app. If it's not, you can simply input it manually. You will answer a questionnaire and it's done. Your tax is filled, it's ready to send, and you can send it from Wealthsimple, and all the way along you enter your data, your input, and those things. You see how much you owe or you will receive. Very well done. But I make my taxes myself since they released that service. Yeah, you can invest in any kind of registered account, so TFSA or for your retirement, the CDIC, which is the one for home access, and yeah, any of them, it's available. And 14, in the last point, is that they will give you gift to take your money with them. There is some offers at some point of the year. It varies from a moment to another. But what I want to say is that this video is not sponsored. I do it by myself, but there's a link in the description. And if you follow it, we gain a little gift or a big gift if you bring a lot of money, depending on the time of the year. But usually we should have a minimum of $25 each for that. And it's not something special because I do video talking about them. It's just available for everyone. So if you invite someone, they give money to both. And yeah, at some point of the year, if you bring more money, they give more money. And even if you already have an account, at some point in the year, they do, okay, now if you bring $100,000 here in the next 60 days or something like that, we're gonna give you an iPhone or a Mac or a screen, those kind of gift. There is some, earlier this year, there was a home, a $1 million home that was given away to a client. There was a $3 million home in BC, this one. It's not done yet, but someone will have it. They gave gold. When they launched the gold service, they gave gold. They gave, yeah, they gave a lot of things. And at some point, they are like, okay, if you take your retirement investment from another bank, we're gonna pay the fees for you to bring it here, and we're gonna give you an extra 1 or 2% on it, or an iPhone, or something. There's many times in the year gift for you to bring money. So yeah, it's great. So again, if I did give you the interest of coming with Wealthsimple and stopping paying fees to do transaction or to hold money with a bank account that doesn't give you interest, well, yeah, so if I did give you the interest to come with Wealthsimple, please follow my link in the description and we'll both have a gift. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any question, please ask in the comment below and I'll see you in another video. See ya.